The world thought the book was closed when those first flight logs leaked. But as we move into 2026, it feels like the air has been sucked out of Hollywood. There's a new set of unredacted documents, digital forensics, coming straight out of the Southern District of New York. And let me tell you, it's sending a lightning bolt through the hills of Hollywood and right into the most guarded penthouses of Manhattan. If you've noticed a strange silence lately, you're not alone. It's a silence that feels heavy, absolutely deafening. For years, we were told the list was just a conspiracy, a social media myth. But today, that myth is turning into very real, very terrifying subpoenas. Look, we are watching a massive, desperate PR scrub in real time. Icons we've loved for decades are suddenly firing managers, scrubbing their past, and retreating into the shadows like they've seen a ghost. But while the elite are hiding, 50 Cent is leaning in, and he's smiling. See, this isn't about old gossip anymore. This is about why the most powerful people in music are suddenly acting like they have everything to lose. Think about the concept of found money. In this industry, we see stars rise to levels of wealth that don't even seem human. Private islands, tech empires, influence that can stop a news cycle in its tracks. But critics are now looking at those billions and asking the uncomfortable question: what was the real price? Why was the NFL so desperate to keep the Carters at the center of the world stage, even when the red flags were waving? There's a pattern of quiet deletion happening right before our eyes. Last year, the internet was full of connections. Today, the archives of major gossip sites are being wiped clean. I mean, think about it. When the biggest news outlets in the world all decide to go silent at the exact same moment, that isn't journalism. That's a coordinated shield. It's a kill fee paid to protect a crumbling empire that, let's be honest, we all helped build with our own admiration. This is exactly where the 50 Cent factor changes everything. If there's one man who lives for the smoke, it's Curtis Jackson. He's spent the last 2 years systematically taking down the Diddy empire with nothing but a phone and a ruthless sense of timing. But we're starting to realize that Diddy was just the appetizer. The streets are whispering that 50 has finally gotten his hands on the digital receipts, the ones that link the biggest brands in music directly to the Epstein estate. His recent posts? They aren't just memes, it's psychological warfare. He's pressure testing the industry to see who breaks first, and allegedly, the Carters flinched. When the lawyers started circling with cease and desist letters, 50 didn't even blink. Why? Because he knows the one secret every powerful person is terrified of. You can't sue for defamation when the truth is waiting in discovery. He's baiting them into a courtroom because he knows that once those books are opened, there's no closing them again. It makes you look back at people like Larry Johnson with a heavy heart. I mean, the man was called crazy for years. He described a 2006 party in Colorado that sounded more like a fever dream than a celebration. The liquor, the A-list names, and the chilling sight of young children in a room they never should have been. He recalled a moment with Beyonce that left him deeply disturbed, something that didn't even make sense until now. In 2026, we are tired of giving the benefit of the doubt. After the raids and the heartbreaking stories of survivors we've all seen, we're looking at these old rumors through a lens of deep regret. We're wondering if these glamorous parties were actually recruitment grounds and we were all just fans cheering from the sidelines while something dark was happening in the dark. This leads to a place most people are afraid to go: the idea of total, crushing control. When Kimberly Thompson, a woman who stood on stage with Beyonce for 7 years, filed a restraining order claiming extreme practices and manipulation, the world laughed her off. When dancers like Ashley Everett and Kaidia Cherie broke their silence with stories of fear, their posts disappeared within minutes. Why? Because in that world, silence is the only currency that matters. Whether it's Black Ops PR or something even more sinister, the result is a chilling level of totalitarian control. It's the kind of leverage that makes you wonder who is actually running the show. Kanye West once claimed that these power couples are just puppets on a string. It's a hard pill to swallow, I know, but look at the structure. Celebrities are the front office, the beautiful faces we trust. But behind them are the back office players, the ones who fund the labels, the ones who own the debt. The theory is that the Epstein files were never just about one man's crimes. They were a remote control. If your name is on those pages, you are owned. You perform when you're told. You stay silent when you're told. Because the moment you stop playing the game, the file gets opened. The reason everything is exploding now is because the old guard has finally lost their grip. The internet is too fast for their lawyers, and figures like 50 Cent have enough get-lost money to ignore the threats. The Carter empire isn't just showing cracks, it's shaking at the foundation. Those divorce rumors we've heard for a decade, they aren't about cheating anymore. They are about survival. If the final, unredacted dump names names, the choice is brutal. Go down with the ship or claim you were a victim of the same system you helped promote. Look, the toothpaste is out of the tube. The media's silence isn't proof of innocence anymore. It's the sound of absolute, pure fear. As the truth surfaces, we have to ask ourselves, who will be left standing when the lights finally come on?